Okay, so the first type of factorising we did was taking out a highest common factor. If there is no highest common factor and you've been asked to factorise something, you might look to see if it is a difference of two squares. So a difference means that you're taking one away from each other, so you're looking for a minus sign. And then you're looking for the two terms to be square numbers or square terms. So we've got a y squared, so that is a square term. The y has been squared. And 16 we know is a square number because we know the square root of 16. So what you do there is you do double brackets and the square root of y you put in the first two, and the square root of 16, is the first term. Square root of 16 you put as the second term in each bracket. Square root of 16 is 4. So you have y and 4 in each bracket. Now the thing that makes the brackets different is you put a plus in one and a minus in the other. And that's you factorised the difference of two squares. So just to show why that works, we're just going to multiply out the bracket. So y times y is y squared. Y times the minus 4 is minus 4y. Then we have a plus 4y, plus 4 times y. And the plus 4 times the minus 4 is minus 16. Now, as you can see, because we had a plus 4y and a minus 4y, that bit in the middle cancels each other out and goes to 0. What you're left with is your y squared minus 16, which is what we started with. So that's why when we're factorising a difference of two squares, we need one to be a plus and one to be a minus, so we get rid of this bit, the plus 4y and the minus 4y. You don't need to multiply out the brackets every time, that's just to show why it works. So let's try a different one. Let's say we had x squared minus 64. So really similar, we're no more difficult yet. So we've got two squared terms, x squared and 64 is a square number. There's no highest common factor first, so we're then saying is it a difference of two squares, which it is. Put your two brackets. Square root of x is x, so you put that in the first two. Square root of 64 is 8. And so then you put in a plus and a minus. And that's you. Okay, let's try a slightly harder one because we're going to be looking at more than just difference of two squares. 4a squared minus 36. So the first thing you always ask when you're factorising is there a highest common factor? And in this case there is a highest common factor because 4 goes into 4a squared and goes into minus 36. So you take that out as the highest common factor first, 4. What you're left with is a squared minus 9. If you're not sure how to take out the highest common factor, have a look at the other video. So now we have 4 taken out, but inside this bracket we have a squared minus 9, which there is our difference of two squares. So equals, double bracket for your difference of two squares, square root of a, so a goes in to the first term, square root of 9 is 3, and then plus and minus. And that is you factorise that term. Okay, let's do one more, similar to that. If you're feeling confident, then you could try this yourself first. So 3q squared minus 27. So there is a highest common factor because 3 goes into 3q squared and to the 27. So you take 3 out as the highest common factor. You're left with q squared minus 9, just similar to the one we just did, equals 3, double bracket, q goes in as the first term, 3 goes in as the second, plus minus. And that is you factorising using the difference of two squares along with some highest common factor. So you can maybe try some of the examples yourself now.